wasn't talking to me. Like, I never hate on the next girl. I was in there with a big ass wig on, dressed like a Bratz doll, and that's okay. Everybody has their opportunities. If it's meant for you, your opportunity will come to you. It just wasn't my opportunity. And she was just like, oh, but like, I don't want to make D mad again because like he's already mad because like he felt like we abandoned him, and also like he's paying for me while I'm here. I'm like, girl, I will pay for the taxi, for the cab, for the Uber to get you and I anywhere. I will pay for it. If you want to go and get yourself signed, I will pay for that damn. I will pay. I will pay. After trying to convince her, she didn't want to go. And you can't make a grown person who they don't want to do nothing they don't want to do. So she didn't end up going. So anyway, we leave out the bathroom. Now he's going. Him and A, they're going. We don't know where they are. We're calling them, looking around, we're walking down the street, looking for them. And then maybe like 20 minutes later, like it's like now let out and everybody's leaving. He's coming from walking around the corner. It's like, oh, we went to go take pictures. So we all get in the car. We go back to the hotel, well, to the Airbnb. And then the guy that we met at the club that night, he wanted to go out again. So like I gave him my number and he was like, we could go out tomorrow or whatever. And T thought he liked her. I did too, because he was being more friendly to her than what he was to me. So I assumed that he liked her too, and she liked him. She thought he was cute, whatever. So we get back to the Airbnb, and then the next day we wake up and he's going. Like D and I think A, was he going too? I can't remember if he was going, but I know D was going. He was going. Like we woke up in the morning, he was out of there. And it was kind of just like, okay, like you didn't say anything. So we're kind of just all sitting around all day. And then eventually the guy that we met at the club, he texted me and asked to go out that night. And then I asked T, I was like, listen, he said he wants to take us out tonight. Like, come on, get dressed, let's go, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I don't really know. Because like, what if he's disappointed? I'm like, girl, he's taking us out on a date. So we leave out, go on a date. We then find out that he likes me. And he bought a friend for her, but the friend didn't speak no damn English. So now this guy barely speak the hell English. And then his friend don't speak no damn English. So him and T are talking to each other via Google Translate. And it was kind of rough. And then, well, just to take a break from this damn story, while we on this on this date, this double date, we went to like a hookah lounge or whatever. And I needed the waiter to charge my phone. So I walked over to the bar and asked the waiter to charge my phone. That man was like, why are you talking to a man? I said, huh? He said, why are you talking to a man? Like, if you needed that, you should have asked me and then I asked him. Maybe it's the American in me. But if I need somebody to do anything, I'm going to ask my goddamn self. So and also I don't like being told what to do. That's kind of like just a no-go. It's probably an American thing. I don't know. But I was looking like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's like, well, if you need your phone back, like, I'll get it back. Like, you don't have to ask. I knew it's never going to be nothing anyway, because, like, I'm from America and he was from Paris, so it wasn't going to be a thing anyway. But it was still, like, even if you tried to make it a thing, it wasn't going to be a thing. But anywho, we go to another place, and, like, we meet up with, like, his other friends. So we're now all four of us, the whole entourage. We're going to a restaurant, and then we're at this restaurant, and it's like one of his friends was like a soccer player, and I guess we were supposed to know who the soccer player was. I don't know no damn soccer players, okay? I barely know the players on the Eagles team. I gave away. Oh my God. I said where I'm from. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't know no damn football players, soccer players, baseball players. I'm telling you, I could walk down the street and pass by a celebrity right now, and it wouldn't be a thing. I wouldn't know anything. I wouldn't know a single thing, because I don't care. I don't care about celebrity culture. It's just not something I really care about. I don't give a fuck. They don't care if I live or die. Same thing to them. Nothing personal. It's just we live two different lives, and that's okay too. I don't really care. But anyway, getting back to the story. So his friend has like an entourage of like light-skinned women, like biracials. And I'm looking like, okay, cute. Not okay. And there are going to be some comments like, oh, you light-skinned too. But there's a difference between like light-skinned black and then light-skinned biracial. I'm not biracial. There's just, you know, a little bit of slavery in the bloodline. And that's it. That's it. I don't know nobody in my family that was mixed racing because they fell in love. This is all African American and slavery combo. Anyway, so we had an entourage of, you know, racially ambiguous with the big curly hair. They was cute. I ain't hating. They was cute. But like, it's like they were treating him like a celebrity, and I think he wanted us too. And it was like, okay, anyway. So he was just like, oh, like, you know, you don't know him. I'm like, I don't know this man. I have no idea who that man is. No idea. So I'm sorry. I'm just giving y'all such a long story. But anyway, we ordered food. The food was bland. And I'm like, and everybody's taking pictures of their food, you know, whatever. At one point, the part that really pissed me off, you know, I'm still taking a break from the friendship story. Give me a second. Take it easy. But the part that pissed me off was like, his friend was asking, he didn't ask me. He asked T, like, oh, like, where are you from? And she was like, oh, like, me and her, like, talking about me. Like, we are from America. He's like, no, but, like, where are you from? Like, where are you from? Like, what part of Africa? And she was just like, I'm African American. Like, I don't know. And the whole table started laughing. That pissed me off. And I was like, oh, hold on. Oh, hold on, because you're not going to try to play her in front of me, because that's crazy. I don't know my roots either. But nobody's asking me because I'm lighter skinned. So they just assume biracial doesn't matter. I didn't like that. So I take that Parisian man. I'm like, I need to talk to you. He barely spoke any damn English, but he was going to figure out what the fuck I was talking about. So I took him to the bathroom. I'm like, listen, get your friends, because I'm not fucking around. Get your friends. I don't like the way they're talking to her, and it's not funny. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. So sorry, baby. You know he was apologizing for her. I'm like, get your friends, because I'm not playing. Like, I'm not playing. And I'm real rap. I'm not playing. Oh, okay. So we get back to the table. And I'm not sure if they apologized, but he said something, and it kind of evened out. Because we're not about to, that's a weird game to play. We're from America. How the hell are we supposed to know where the hell we come from? It's slavery. It was slavery right outside this door about 100 years ago. Anyway, not 100 years ago. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get it. And if you don't get it. Anyway, so we get back to the Airbnb. And I think D was there. No, we're all leaving. And he was like, I want you to come back to my place, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, whatever happens, that's cool. But she has to go back to where she's coming from. And he was like, oh, I can just send her a car. I'm like, no, we're all going to go together and we're going to take her there. But I think eventually, like, we called her a car and then she went home and I went to his place. Strange things, you know. I don't got to explain the rest of that. You already know. It was, I'm going to skip past that part. Anywho, the next day I return back to the Airbnb. And, you know, I get to the Airbnb and, was it the same? Was it the next day? No, I'm getting the days kind of mixed up because it was like another day before that day. It was another day before that day in between where she and we went out. And when we went out, we went to, she and I went out because like he was going out of the Airbnb, like D, he left the Airbnb. And like her and I, we left too because like it was kind of just like we can't just sit in here all day. Like he was the only person also with the key fob to the Airbnb. So when he inconveniently was like leaving in the morning and not returning anybody's calls or text messages to let us know like where he was going, he was the only person with the key fob or the key to the Airbnb. So it was really inconvenient for him to now have an attitude and deciding to like leave. He was like, oh, y'all don't want to wake up in the morning and go to museums, and y'all know the museum. If we are out all night. First of all, everybody's jet lagged. We're only here for 5 days. Like typically if you want to take a vacation and the time zones are like a 6-hour difference, you need to at least spend a day sleeping in order to like regulate your body, right? You know, like that's something that you know when you travel. But maybe he was so excited because I don't think he ever been out the country before that it was just like he didn't understand like, yo, people are jet lagged. Like we are jet lagged. How about we actually sleep? We get a normal sleeping schedule and then we could kind of figure out the rest. But whatever. So one of these days we were out. So T and I, we go out because he was gone and we was like, okay, we'll just like text him if we need to go back. Child, we were outside. We were locked out. We went out to lunch. because he wasn't there. So she and I, we went out to lunch. And when we came back, we are locked out at a damn Airbnb. We're locked out and he won't answer his phone. Her phone is dying, my phone is dying. And it's like -0 outside, like cold as hell. So then we had to go find something to do. So I took us both to like a karaoke spot, and we kind of just did like karaoke until like he picked up the damn phone. But like imagine being locked out and not knowing when you're going to be able to get back in your Airbnb, even though you paid for it. Anyway, so at some point, I'm sorry, I'm skipping around. Y'all know, I'm telling you, I got ADHD, please. But at some point, my wrist was so swollen that it looked like I had like a tumor. It was, sorry, oh, my damn microphone is swollen. It was like this big on my wrist, and it looked like I had a tumor. I then realized, and it was like the bump on the wrist, and it was a bump on my leg. And I finally realized, like, I was looking up what could it be. And I remember him saying at one point, like, oh, it's a spider bite. How the hell are you going to diagnose me with a damn spider bite? Then I thought about it. It was fucking bed bugs. He invited me to his house, and he had bed bugs. He invited me to his house, and he had bed bugs. Anyway, so the day I returned from that Parisian man's home, that was the day that we all had to leave. The Parisian man now is confessing his love to me and how he wants to be with me. He wants to introduce me to his mom. And I'm like, what the hell? And he was like, if you stay another day, I'll take you shopping. I just want you to stay, like you can live with me. I'm like, live with you? Stay, meet your mom. What? Huh? Crazy. And I was like, actually, I'm just going to go home. I do live my life very sporadically, especially around that time. I was living my life very sporadically. And it took everything in me to not be like, let me see where this goes. It took everything out of me. But also, like, it's a grown man. Like, next thing you know, being traffic, kidneys gone, you know, I don't know, breast gone, whatever other meat they gonna take from me. So I was like, you know, let me actually go home. Because meeting the mom, moving in. Anywho, so we left, so I get back to the Airbnb. Time for us to leave. She's packing up, everybody's packing up. And he's not talking to us still. He's still not talking to us. I think he locked us out maybe about 2 or 3 times on this trip. But he's not talking to us. So we pack our bags up, and he said he got a cab. His cab came. Him, D and his friend, they put all their stuff. He was like, oh, it's no more room in the car, for y'all to get in. There's no more room for y'all stuff. So we all came in the same cab together. He only got a big enough cab for them two, and didn't get one for us. So I called a cab for her and I, and we rode in separate cars. We get to the airport. We had a 14-hour layover, I think, in like I think it was in Lisbon, maybe. But we had a 14-hour layover in some country. But we get to the Airbnb. No, not the Airbnb, I'm sorry. We get to the airport, and he's nowhere to be found. I'm not looking for him, but she's concerned about where he went. So what he did, he got him and A. He got them a hotel room for the layover. So we flew to one place, the layover. He got a hotel nearby, and then tried to summon her and I to the hotel. And I told her, listen, you can go, because he was like, I want to talk to y'all. Y'all need to come here. I'm not. First of all, as a grown ass woman, I'm not about to get fucking summoned by a weirdo. Like, imagine somebody just summoning you. They did something to you and they're going to summon you. What? Anyway, she wanted to go. I'm like, if you want to go, that's cool, but I'm not going. So she and I, we end up spending the night at the hotel. It was like I think it was 14 to 16 hour layover. We are literally sleeping in the airport. Like, we're sleeping on the airport. I got one hand on my suitcase, the other hand on my purse, and we are just sleeping in random places in the airport. The following day, where our flight was about to leave, or like a few hours before, he comes walking up to her, or to us, like, oh, first of all, I want to talk. before then, I think the night, like that night, like during that layover time, I sent him a long ass paragraph, like maybe like a book about the bed bugs, about being weird. Sent him a whole, and then blocked him because I didn't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to talk about nothing else. Like we'll never talk again. We'll never talk again. You give me bed bugs and you done locked me out of an Airbnb that I fucking paid for. Anyway, the next day, you know, he comes to the airport. He talks to her. They make up. He want to talk to me. I don't got nothing to say. Personally, I have nothing to say. Because once I'm irritated, I'm out. We're not talking about shit else. We get back to our state. His mom coming to pick us up. And his mom was like, oh, well, where is she going? And I said, oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm leaving. She was like, oh, I want to drive you home. I said, I'm okay. Well, I picked you up and I want to make sure you get home safe. And I understood. And then I was like, I'm okay. I'm fine. I caught the train. I caught 2 trains. I had my friend come pick me up and take me home. And that is the last day I ever talked to that motherfucker. He blocked me on everything. He blocked me while we were on the plane. Weirdo. He blocked me while we were on the plane. I mean, I guess I was going to block him first. So I guess he wanted to beat me to it. Probably for a pride thing. But I got home. It was snowing outside too. It was like a big ass blizzard. And I got home. My friend dropped me off at home. And I called my grandma. I wasn't sad or anything. It was just weird. And I was just like, yo, I don't really get it. Like, I don't get it. And she said, you know what, baby? Sometimes you got to think about it. It's not what's on you, it's what's in you. And I said, you know, that might be a thing. I guess just like the lesson in that is like that situation. It's unfortunate I had to learn on vacation. But sometimes people just don't like you just because, like, it's like, it is really just because, like, the shade that was being thrown, like, it's like little things, like subtle things that people do to try to test your boundaries. The eating off the fork, the locking me out of an Airbnb, you know, the bed bugs. It's like, only a person that doesn't like you is going to do something like that. And it's unfortunate that I had to find out in that type of way. And it was like some other stuff, like, that happened even before that time, where I kind of should have caught the red flags. Like a guy that I had a crush on. And he's telling me the guy actually likes him and how he saw it. It was stuff that happened before then. But I'm telling you, I don't process weird stuff like that. So it doesn't, like, sometimes I can't even comprehend what a person is really doing because it's just like, I don't get it. But then once it gets too weird, then it's like, oh, wait, you're doing that on purpose. And that's when I get it. But sometimes people don't fucking like you. Sometimes people just don't like you. They don't like you. And it's not because, like, you can't, I've tried my best to like, you know, maybe dial down my personality, right? Or like show up better as a friend, or maybe, you know, be the person that's like always reliable. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matter. It really doesn't matter. If a person doesn't like you, they don't like you because it's something about you they don't like. And typically it's a really good quality. They just don't like you. And they're going to show you. They're going to show you every single chance they get it, they don't like you. Every chance they get, they're going to show you. Until you get it and go away. Like, until you get it and go away, they're going to keep showing you. And I remember going to the hospital trying to figure out, you know, I almost got chemotherapy because the doctor thought I had lupus. That's how serious those bed bugs bite were. The bed bug bites were. Damn, But that's how serious the bed bug bites were. They thought I had lupus. I was about to get chemotherapy. Then I got a call back. They did some skin lab stuff. It's not that. It's an insect bite that swelled. Like I was like literally, I was swelling. Like I was swelling. Watch out who your friends are, okay? They might not like you.